the sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
All right, I know you want to talk NFL draft, but I'm thinking, why don't you just go ahead and give me the tongue lashing that I know is coming after the hockey game last night.
Yeah, you know your Lightning, the pretenders that they are, thinking that they were one of the best offensive teams in the league. In fact, I think they led the league in goals scored this year, almost 4 goals per game. Guess what? Welcome to the Florida Panthers and their dominating defense. They shut out the Lightning last night 2-0. They take a 2-0 lead in the series.
Please don't say nil in hockey.
It's over.
Come on, man.
It's over. Wow. They win 2 games in Tampa. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya, Lightning.
Oh. Listen to him. He's such a little terror, isn't he? He's becoming a very mean and aggressive dog, Pat. By the way, Solar Bears in the playoff too. I said if Pat's going to talk about a team that, is kind of plodding along now, we got to hit our Bears.
Let's go Bears.
That's it.
All right, Bulldog, NFL draft last night.
How about my Jags?
Unreal.
How about my Jags? They move up 3 spots. They trade up with the Cleveland Browns. They get Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, the BOGO, as I call him, buy one, get one. They got the best wide receiver in the draft. They got the best cover corner in the draft. This guy is, this makes the Jaguars. They go from maybe the most irrelevant franchise in the league to the most interesting next season. Everybody wants to see what Travis Hunter is going to do. Is he going to play both ways? Is he going to be the first full-time NFL both ways player since Chuck Bednarik back in the 60s, for crying out loud? This is fascinating to me. I love what the Jaguars did.
I told Pat that this morning. I said, how do you feel about it? I mentioned that, dude, I think it's great.
They obviously gave up a lot to get him, and then Hunter himself, it seems, was quite pleased that the Jags had both the offensive and defensive coordinator on the phone with him last night. However, if you read what was said, it looks like offense will be the first priority, and then they'll try to start to work him in on defense once he learns the system.
Absolutely. Hey, I've got a little Bulldog bite prediction for you. By 2027, Travis Hunter will be the NFL's first full-time two-way player. He will be the league's premier superstar, and the Jaguars will be on their way to the Super Bowl while playing the season right here in Orlando at Camping World Stadium.
That would be
by
nice.
2027.
Hey, that's by 2027. When did you tell Tebow that you're a two-way player? Was that in 2019, right? No.
All right.
A little longer.
All right, where are we
that.
going from here? I did not like the pick of your Dolphins taking defensive tackle Kenneth Grant.
It doesn't.
Michigan.
It doesn't matter who they pick.
Yeah, Chris Greer's he's a boob in my opinion.
It just doesn't matter.
They needed a cornerback. The Buccaneers, by the way,
that was a good pick. I thought the Bucs pick was good.
Well, they get a wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State, who's a good wide receiver, but do the Bucs really need a wide receiver? Quite frankly, I mean, they have one of the best wide receiving corps in the league with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. But hey, I guess you can never have too much talent. And I'm not going to question the Buccaneers and their GM Todd Light because he's obviously been a draft guru over the years, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I will not give your Dolphins.
How about Shedeur Sanders falling out of the first round completely? Jackson Dart gets taken before he does.
Yeah, I'm somewhat surprised. Although you heard going into the draft that Shedeur Sanders was falling, I hate to say it, but I think it's the Deion factor. All know that
Taco has the same theory.
Said it this morning. He brings a lot of baggage, which that goes on his kid, I think.
Well, it's not just that, but NFL coaches don't want to deal with little league dads.
Right.
Deion is the ultimate little league dad.
Yeah, hence baggage. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, Shedeur Sanders. Cam Ward, Miami Hurricanes quarterback, he goes number 1 in the draft to the Tennessee Titans. Man, you want to talk about a great story. This guy was a no-star recruit coming out of high school. Nobody wanted him, and now he's the number 1 overall pick in the draft. So, yeah, good for Cam Ward. Wow. By the way, big story. I know people aren't taking the Orlando baseball effort seriously, but we need to start taking this seriously. I'm telling you, the Orlando Dreamers, which is the organization, that has a bunch of investors, they announced yesterday, go read my story at the Sentinel. They announced yesterday that they have raised $1.5 billion, not million, $1.5 billion to lure the Rays over to Orlando with, that $1.5 billion obviously would go to their part of a potential baseball stadium and also to lure the team over here. So this is getting serious, and people are starting to take notice. Governor Ron DeSantis is taking notice. Local politicians, I'm hearing, are taking notice, and the Tampa Bay Rays are certainly taking notice because they can't get a stadium built over there. So we'll see what happens. Go read the story.
All right, Magic got to climb out of a hole themselves. They got Game 3 home
tonight.
Yep.
Tonight at Kia Center, they're down 2-0. We don't know if Jason Tatum, the Celtics' best player, is going to play. He didn't play in Game 2. I'm actually not that pessimistic about the Magic. Despite the 2 losses in Boston, things are actually, in my opinion, trending the right way. They held Boston's high-scoring offense under 110 points both games. Usually Boston loses when they score less than 110. The Magic cannot continue. Contavious Caldwell-Pope cannot continue to be as bad as he's been on the offensive side. I think the Magic win the game tonight, and then Magic fans will have a whole new outlook.
And did you
see
the interviews with all the players yesterday? They all said, I'm sure the coach drilled it in their head, but they all said the same thing. Boston did what they had to do in their arena. Now we need to do what we need to do. I like it.
Let me guess. They also said the playoffs don't start.
I didn't hear that part, but I'm wearing my Magic shirt, the new one.
I got you, dog.
I heard you.
All right. Hey, we're going racing Talladega this weekend, Bulldog Cup Series.
Yeah, I think watch out for Kyle Larson.
Yeah, that's a really unexpected pick from you, Bulldog. Yeah. No F1 deaths this week as they're making their way to South Florida for next weekend's crypto Miami Grand Prix, crypto.com Miami Grand Prix.
It's going to be a great one unless you're driving down to Miami and stuck in that traffic, as I have been.
All right, Doggy. Thanks as always, man, for taking time out of your show on AM 740 and FM 96.9 The Game, where he hosts Open Mic, to join us for the sports page here on JRR each morning.
No birthdays today because I forgot to look them up. Oh!
Rock Station 101.1